hi, Brennan. Where are you at?
I'm in the saloon room at my house.
Okay, that looks pretty cool. I saw the Willie Nelson poster there.
Yeah, it's like where we it's where we rehearse and stuff at the crib, you know?
Cool. Yeah, it looks nice. Well, thanks for joining me in this. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely, Dan.
Yeah, move this. There we go. Back in the early days, like I don't know, decades ago now, I saw you playing with bands locally, and you're one of the guys, one of the musicians who just stood out. And like I said right away, it'd be super cool if I could jam with that guy someday. And I got the chance, but I think it was back when you were starting out with the MacPodz.
It was well, I don't know if Smokestack and Back 40 cross paths.
Smokestack, yeah. So it was prior to that. Yep. Okay.
But I might have left the band at the time when you guys had connected with them because I was only in that band for like a year and a half. But it's half our lives ago.
Yeah. Did you ever play Rock and Reggae Bash in Mount Pleasant, Oil City up there?
I think I did.
So we definitely did some shows together then with Smokestack.
Yeah.
Well, what I was going to ask you about was going back in those early days. Can you tell me a little about like the beginnings of, and you're playing with Smokestack and the MacPodz, how that stuff originated?
Absolutely, man. Happy to do it. Let me get situated here. I got my old piano bench. Yeah. It all began, when I was 12 years old, really, Dan. Yeah. I was just a young punk, and me and my buddy, our parents were trying to keep us out of getting into trouble, so they got us music lessons,
Cool.
I started studying with Gary Quackenbush. I'm sure you might have been familiar with him from the SRC.
The name, yep.
And I started a band, I started a bunch of little local projects and stuff when I was just a middle school and high school kid. And, I kind of was constantly, I guess in the case of Smokestack, I joined their band because their bass player, I guess, wasn't cutting the mustard. And I went and sat in with Laith Al-Sadi at the tap room. He had a Monday night regular gig at the tap room. I sat in with him and was like, hey, man, he knew me because him and my sister went to high school together. So I sat in with him, and the bass player at the time was Glenn Brady, and he was the sub for Smokestack, who was like getting ready to do all this national touring and stuff. And their bass player, Tom McNeil, was like moving on to greener pastures. So they had hired this interim guy, Glenn Brady, but who was not interested in being a full-time member of the band.
Right.
So when I sat in with Laith, afterwards, Glenn was like, hey, man, you sounded pretty good. I got a gig for you if you want. And I'm like, sure, what's up? So he gave my phone number to Dan Eichinger, and I got a call about a week later saying, hey, we'd love to audition you for the band. I was a mere 18 years of age.
Yep.
And I auditioned, and they're like, we really love your playing, but your bass is too shitty to be in the band. I had like an Austin bass. You remember the company Austin?
I don't remember Austin, no.
Well, good thing you don't remember because there's nothing really worth remembering about them. Although the bass itself was purple and super cool looking, it didn't sound very good. So I called Glenn. I said, hey, man, I got the gig, but they said my bass is too shitty. And so they're like, he's like, come over to my house right now. So I went over to his pad, and he had like 10 different basses laid out. And it was like, pick one. Huh. Like, what's the one that calls to you? And to this day, I still have that Roscoe Beck 5-string.
Oh, cool.
I just took it to a session the other night, but I have. So he was like hooked me up with and then he gave it up to me all on front, because they were leaving for tour in April, and this was like, March when I did the audition or something like that. So I did the audition, got a new axe, and then told all the guys at my house in Ypsilanti, I was like, guys, I'm moving out. Like, where are you going? I'm like, I'm going to live on the road. I'm out of here. I got to go out. The first tour I went on was like 45 days. I mean, imagine my crazy ass at 18 being gone from my house for 45 days, just different city every night kind of vibe. It was really fun, but it was an incredible experience that kind of shaped my format. But as I progressed with that band, it was very clear to me that they had a different musical vision than I had. And so I was kind of like, I'm so young. What the hell am I doing all these old, they weren't even old. They're like 23 and 24 and 25 and stuff, which is young to us now, but old to me then. And they were like, kind of like, I don't know what it was. It was like, I just basically said, hey guys, here's my 6 months, like, I hope you find another guy. I was in the band for a year and a half. And so I left that band and went back to college, but I told them I was going to start my own band. And, and when I was in college, experimenting with LSD and all types of weird stuff, I discovered that I wanted to, they used to call me BMAC in Smokestack.
Okay.
That was like how I got the nickname BMAC. So I started the band Duncan and the MacPodz as kind of a tipping of my hat to their calling me BMAC. And I did a gig when we were 19 or 20 or so. I did a gig at the Nakamura Co-op. Zach Saginaw was on the drums. Ross Huff was on the trumpet. Okay. This guy, Dan Ripke, not Dan Ripke, sorry, that's you.
Yeah.
Dan something or other. Dan, I don't even know this guy. Basically, it was the reason why we didn't have a guitar player for so long is we had like our first rendition of the band had this guitar player, and he really screwed the pooch. He was like, we had rehearsals, we were getting all good, and we were having fun, and then when it came time to play the gig, he just flew off the handle.
Wow. And
he was like borrowing my guitar and stuff, and so I fired him on the spot in like some sort of heated argument during the performance. Like I like took him outside, I was like, drum solo, and it was like, you know what I mean? Like I went and told him, I was like, what the, we had word, we exchanged a lot of words, and then after that, I was like, you know what? I don't ever need a guitar player ever again. I'm just gonna. And then after that, my life fell apart. You know what I mean? So it was kind of like the idea had been ingrained in my mind, but when it came time to pay the piper, I had to like, I got a square job at the butcher shop and kind of like just picked up all the pieces of having toured from 18 to 20. I dropped out of college twice, you know what I mean, to go on the road. And then come around 21, 22, we started picking up the vibe again, and we started booking shows. Me and Jesse were hanging out all the time, and we started booking shows under the name Duncan and the MacPodz. And I met Griffin at a session, and then Nick Ayers was kind of like the guy who we gravitated towards Nick Ayers because he was a really good drummer at the time. But Nick Ayers was like, I play drums, but I also play aux percussion. Mm-hmm. So Griffin got on board, and the next thing you know, I called up Ross and was like, Ross, I'm working on a project. I got Ross evicted from his house on accident. It was an accident. We just smoked one doobie in the basement, and the next thing you know, he was like living in this lady's house, and she was really like, uptight, I guess. Okay. She didn't know that weed was going to be legal in Michigan.
Yeah, minor offense still.
Minor offense. Anyway, so I had a room open up in my house at the same time. So I was like, Ross, why don't you move in with us? So we kind of just, all the stars aligned, and we fell into place right around 21, 22 years of age. And then the guy who we were living with also happened to be a music producer, Elliot Bancel, who had a studio in the basement. So we were able to have rehearsals and make recordings, and that's kind of how the MacPodz started taking off. And then we've been a band ever since, minus Nick Ayers.
Yeah, it's nice to have that at your house, right?
Yeah. Well, it was at the house that we lived at. It's the same very place I birthed my daughter at.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
on Mason Street here in Ann Arbor.
Mason Street in Ann Arbor. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, speaking of coming up with Back 40 and playing in the Ann Arbor scene, Smokestack and the MacPodz for a long time were the two hottest bands in town. I mean, not at the same time, but
right.
If you talk about a Blind Pig show, I always thought Smokestack, and then after Smokestack ended, I thought MacPodz.
Well, that's right, man. We opened up for Smokestack. That they kind of passed the torch to us as they were fizzling out. The MacPodz did a Hash Bash gig with Smokestack, where they kind of passed the torch to us because the Smokestack was the resident band for Hash Bash for a couple of years there, and we opened up for them at a Hash Bash, and it might not even have been a Hash Bash. I think I have a flyer around here somewhere. It could have been in June. I don't really know, but I just remember that the guys in the band, I said, hey guys, I came back to them. because they were worried about me for a little while there, because I kind of, had some, I did the hero's journey or whatever,
Yep.
I went out to find myself. So they were a little worried about, between the ages of 18 and 22, I kind of was all over the map. But I came back to them with a solid band and was like, hey guys, I really want to open up for you guys. I think I have earned the right as a former member of the band. So they gave me the chance. We opened up for them at the Pig. But at that point, I think it was the second or third time that we had even played at the Pig. So we opened up for them. And in a way, there was very much a passing of the torches vibe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, it definitely happened. Yeah.
They weren't a band much longer after that. And we went on to play at the Blind Pig for, we've been a band for now, I think it'll be 14 or 15 years in February.
Wow.
And for a good 8-9 years there, we had a good run of the place.
Yes, you did.
To the point where we got in trouble with the owner. Nice.
Well,
it was very fun.
Like you'd have been making the money, I would think.
Well, they put our picture on the wall, so it means that we did something right.
Put your hands together for Brennan Duncan Andes right here. You know him.
Oh yeah, that's right. You know me. I know you. You know me. I know you. You know me. I know you. You know me. Sean Duffy helped write this song. It's a puzzle. Can you put it together with me? We can't put it together. We've been trying to put it together for years, and we still can't figure the dang thing out. Can you put it together, Ann Arbor? I don't know. We're having a rough time. I know one thing. What is that, Ross? It's Norman Rockwell world. Jeff Blaze and Fiber Optics. It's the Norman Rockwell world of Jeff Blaze and Fiber Optics. What is it, Ross? What is it? It's a Norman Rockwell world. Norman Rockwell world. Jeff Blaze and Fiber Optics. It's a Norman Rockwell. Are you guys ready to go, Ann Arbor? Are you ready to have a time? Fiber Optics. Top, you say park, top of the, when I say top, you say of the park, top of the park, let's say it, when I say go, you say dig it, go on, when I say go, y'all say dig it. When Sean goes down in history as the greatest mofo you ever did see, we're gonna make some noise about that one time. Ann Arbor, I can't hear you. One thing we know is we love you guys so much. Ann Arbor, the MacPodz is in the building. Make some noise for yourselves if you're having fun.